Welcome to CHMA Broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, Canada. You are listening either on 106.9 FM in the Tantramar area or at www.chmafm.com.
Which is on the internet?
Beep boops, ones and zeros.
Coming through the internet tubes.
They started getting, they've actually made breakthroughs in quantum computing, eh?
I don't know what that is, really. I just know it as a term.
It's
I don't understand what the meaning of the term is.
Zeros?
Yes.
So like computing now.
Ones and zeros.
Ones and zeros.
Yes.
Let's say I give it a value between 0 and 100. And I want 73.
Yes.
It will go until it gets to 73, looking at all the search results.
Yes. Which takes almost no time for us, but lots of time for a computer?
Yeah, I think. Because quantum computing, that has been explained to me, it's more like going 1 and 3 and 9 at the same time.
But if your options are 1 to 100 or 0 or 1, how does a random work out to be faster than going in an order?
The materials that they make it out of make it faster, from what I believe.
The internet's a crazy place.
Well, it's magic.
This is ground control at YMC Midgic Airport. You're joining myself, air traffic controller Luke.
And I'm air traffic controller Thomas. You can join us for the next hour as we watch skies, listen to some tunes, chat, and we'll be done by and by. The weather.
Yes.
All over the place.
Never know what you're going to get.
It's been talking about thunder for a while.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it
or heard it? No, I haven't.
No, someone I know went out of the house in rubber boots yesterday. Folks, this is the point in the episode where we indicate that we are actually pre-recorded live. This is Thursday evening for us.
Yes.
Sunday evening for you. But yesterday would have been Wednesday. They predicted rain. Someone who I knew went out in rubber boots.
Looking for rain.
Not a drop of rain all day.
No. They were happy.
Prepared.
Yeah.
And sometimes preparedness and happiness are adjacent.
Totally. But I was wondering if they were going out looking for puddles and didn't find them. Was mad about it.
No. So for the weather that's forthcoming.
Yes.
Again, basing this on all the science that is around licking your finger and putting it up in the air.
Jazz, the science of jazz.
The science of jazz. I'm going to say, we've discussed this before, that in you and I opinions, like the low 20s with a mild breeze.
Really nice.
That's the weather.
Yeah.
That's peak weathering.
That is peak weathering.
And I think we're at the time of year we can achieve it.
Okay, so now I have to ask you.
Yeah?
Is that peak weathering for you?
For me?
Because
every day?
I know you like a cold day with snow.
Yeah. Well, life is fuzzy, man. And there can be peak winter weather and peak summer weather.
Okay, yeah.
And all these people are like, spring is my favorite time of... No, spring is a mud factory.
Yeah.
And what they're producing...
Fall is legitimately better in every way, shape, and form.
I can make a pretty good argument for fall.
Yeah.
But spring, and I know it's like, for people who don't like winter, it's like, this is over. It's a reprieve. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, cool. Now we have a month and a half of like my shoes never being clean.
Yeah.
Not that I'm really like particular about my shoes, but like, I don't know. I guess spring is fine.
Spring.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung.
Yeah, definitely.
We're out of it.
Yeah. We're into early summer now.
Yeah. And
are we actually? When does summer officially start?
No, summer's in like it changes in the 20s for all of them, right? It's early 20s for all. It's like always like 20, 21, or 22.
I never put that together.
I'm like 99% sure.
Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah. I could be wrong. Hey, listener from Seattle, from Portland.
Yeah.
You probably have bigger things going on right now. But give us a shout out.
By which we mean write us a letter.
Yeah.
Or an email.
Yeah, we got email.
We still can receive email.
ATC obviously meaning air traffic controller, ATC at midgicairport.com. It gets checked every single day. Yeah.
That's
Tell
good.
us, what were they telling us?
What was who telling us? The weather
person
people?
from Portland.
They were telling us what days the seasons change,
Yeah,
whether
tell
it
us about-
always
right,
starts
right.
in a
Yeah, tell me if I'm right.
2x number.
We're way off.
Man, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Already.
Do you think playing some music would bring us back?
I think it gives us a chance.
We can regroup,
A chance to bring
come
it
back with a level of organization
Achieved
that
only.
we usually only bring in our professional lives
Yeah.
as air traffic controllers.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you Drunk Teenagers by Joel Plaskett.
No
first.
more organized community than a bunch of inebriated youths.
And you know what is also a staple of community?
What's that?
Dorchester.
Yes,
Here in Tantramar.
yes, but I'm pretty sure this Matt Minglewood song is about the penitentiary, which it could be a song about what happened to the drunk teenagers.
Oh,
Actually,
goodness. Okay, we have a twofer coming up here with Drunk Teenagers by Joel Plaskett, Emergency, and Dorchester by Matt Minglewood.
hit it.
Half-weight ashtray rock sprayed painted on a cliff. I hate Clayton Park. I want giant split. I want to leave my mark out in the wilderness. I need to take a piss. Drunk teenagers, let's start a fight. I get wasted on a Saturday night. Drunk teenagers, you can pick your poison. The city or the country, we just wanna make some noise. Oh yeah. I don't wanna get no sicker. I just wanna get real gone. I know we can find some liquor at the Bayers Road shopping mall. Dave Boyd says he knows a dude. They call him Johnny. Hook me up. I know he can hook us up. Drunk teenagers, let's start a fight. Out getting hammered on a Saturday night. Drunk teenagers, you can pick your poison. The city or the country, we just wanna make some noise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Imagine if that lake was beer. Imagine if that rock was hash. Some supernatural science class. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In a town beneath the border, there's a woman who cries in the night. She has been alone ever since she's known her, but she keeps her loneliness out of sight. Somewhere up the coast, near the Bay of Fundy, there's a place called Dorchester Town. In a cell in a block behind the walls of the prison, there's a man on a real come down. They had got together a long, long time ago, and their love burned right from the start. But he was an outlaw, though he tried to change. He just kept breaking her heart. I don't know how it started, but I do know how it ended. And it ended the way it is now. He's doing 20 years in the Dorchester prison. She's doing 20 years somehow. Yeah, he never pulled a gun. He'd never end up on the run. And if she never listened to her heart, why did she listen? Listen to her heart. Somehow the years have passed. 2 more hours, he's free at last, and he'll walk past that wall. 60 miles down the road, driving north with a heavy load. She's not sure at all. Has he really changed his ways, or will she only count the days till the teardrops fall? Or will he end up on the run, his only friend a cold gun, when he hears that outlaw call? If he never pulled a gun, he'd never end up on the run. And if she never listened to her heart, why did she listen? Why did she listen to her heart?
Hey,
Yeah.
sports.
What about him?
Have you heard of rugby?
Yeah.
What about rugby sevens?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yes. It's supposed to speed up the action.
Yes.
And I can't really tell you much about it other than smaller teams, faster play.
That's exactly it. What I didn't realize was rugby sevens, it was, until recently, quite small. And
Like 7 or 14
7.
with both of them.
yes, but also quite regional, I
Oh.
should say.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really widely popular until the last 15 years.
Okay.
But I remember sevens teams being here in New Brunswick much longer than that.
Well, there's been pretty active rugby teams, societies, associations,
Unions,
groups,
Yeah.
enthusiasts in New Brunswick for quite a long time.
very long time.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people I played football with went on and
fair amount of crossover there.
joined rugby. especially post high school, because quote seniors rugby is quite popular in the area.
All right.
I put seniors in quotes because I believe seniors is 19 plus.
My goodness. My goodness. Okay.
But the origin of rugby sevens, which I find interesting that we know, because rugby is old enough that it's quite murky, its origins. Even Canadian football comes from rugby, and the origins aren't all very clear at times. But rugby sevens originated in Scotland in 1883. We even know who created it, Nellie Gannon.
Yeah.
And he wanted to organize fast-paced, shortened version of rugby, just like you said.
Yeah.
To attract more spectators. The games are only, I think, 14 minutes long.
Oh, dang.
7-minute halves as well.
Yeah. Well,
so it's
nothing like a sprint to get people invested, right?
That's exactly it, right? It is a sprint, top to bottom. But the most pivotal moment for the sport came in 2009 when the IOC, the International Olympic Committee.
I was trying to come up with something clever, but it just wasn't landing. Thanks for the lifeline.
Officially added rugby sevens to Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And made its
and it
debut
immediately
in
got
2016.
dominated by the Australians.
Australians, New Zealand, and the massive nation of Fiji.
Oh,
Yeah, Fiji's
All right.
like, I think, the second best nation.
well, correct me if I'm wrong. My geography's a little New Brunswick school system.
Totally.
Fiji, like the Fijian Islands, are not that far from New Zealand, right?
I think they're closer to Japan and Australia. Like, they're in between.
Okay.
But I might be wrong.
If they're okay,
It's one of
They're-
the many island nations.
yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah. Specifically in Canada, our greatest rugby player, period, Ghislaine Landry, has the top try. So try would be like a touchdown.
Okay.
The all-time top try scorer in women's rugby sevens. Just period.
So is it Giselle or Ghislain?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. If I say you show me later.
Sure.
All right.
It looks like, okay. Ghislain.
Ghislaine, maybe?
Ghislaine.
Is it N with an N-E?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Ghislaine
Yeah,
Landry.
kind of important to hit that last bit.
Oh,
Because
Ghislaine.
Ghislain traditionally would be a dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ghislaine Landry.
And kind of like the difference between a Jocelyn and a Jocelyn in French.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in the Maritimes, we have rugby as well, but specifically in New Brunswick, we have the New Brunswick Rugby Union,
Ooh.
which is why I threw out Union earlier.
Okay.
And there are 4 major clubs. The St. John Rugby Club, I believe they're the Wanderers, just like the football team. There's the Fredericton Rugby Club, Moncton Rugby Club as well, and there's rugby out of Miramichi.
Okay.
The Sevens season
There is also a wheelchair rugby club out of Fredericton that plays nationally. They were just up in Ontario, perhaps?
I did not know that.
Yep.
But we have a bunch of fixtures coming up. Fixtures would be games in rugby. I think soccer as well, maybe.
Okay.
But you will see some of the senior men's and senior women's B teams playing today, actually. You can check it
Oh,
out.
today, as of this
Sunday.
playing. Okay.
Yeah. So as of Sunday the 14th, you can either check out right now or check out the final scores for Miramichi RFCB versus the Moncton Black Tide.
Go Miramichi. Everyone likes an underdog.
For senior women's, we have Moncton Tide versus the Bagtown Bruisers.
Ooh, well, then in this case, we got to root for the Bagtown Bruisers.
Bruisers. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that would be the women's team here in Tantramar. For senior women's A, it's the St. John Trojans versus the Fredericton Loyalist Rugby Club. And for senior men's B, we have the St. John Trojans versus the Fredericton Loyalist Rugby Club. Rugby.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty cool.
It's happening.
You can check it out right here in the Maritimes. You can go to rugbynb.ca. That's where I got all this information.
All right.
Yeah. Do you got any sports updates?
All kinds of sports going on all the time.
Totally, but like, what about sports that like go in the water fast?
Oh, like stock outboard hydroplane racing.
Exactly.
Seems oddly specific.
Well,
for a community radio show.
I thought
we probably have more discussion on this show than any other radio show in Canada about racing plywood hydroplanes.
How do we market that?
I don't know. I suppose we could tell the 100 active participants in boat racing in Canada.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, not really. It's a pretty tight group. He sent like 3 text messages.
In any case, there was a race.
There was Hydrofest on the Kennebec in Maine this past weekend. I did attend. I had a fairly interesting moment. So our regular listener from Portland will know that I have been prepping to race a longer event.
That's correct.
So I brought the boat for that just to get some time. And even though it's like anything, right? If you're training for distance, you set up different. Like if you're training for a marathon, it's different from sprint. So my setup is more. It doesn't do well on a 3-lap 7-minute format. It's it was more competitive in the half-hour runs.
Okay, yeah.
So I did that, and then I also brought my 100-kilometer-an-hour hydroplane, which is I like it very much for sentimental reasons.
Yes,
but it has a lot of compromises.
Sure,
due to the fact that it sat outside on someone's wood pile for 30 years before we brought it back into service.
Yeah,
but that's cool. So I can run that in 2 separate classes, judging by weight. So I went into the weekend expecting to race 3 classes, and when I approached the judges' tent to sign up, I was informed that I had in fact been signed up for 4 classes.
Interesting.
And I was told to go speak to a very friendly gentleman who has very nice equipment.
Okay.
Who informed me that he would like me to race one of his boats that weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Which, I mean, just what a vote of confidence, firstly.
Totally.
Because I've really only been at this a couple of years.
Yeah.
Not a lot of rookies in the sport, period.
Yeah.
And while technically it is a slower boat, like this boat might have only done 90 or 95.
Yeah.
It is, it's a much more demanding 90 or 95 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
The boat weighs quite a bit less. It is smaller.
Yeah.
So the stability is down. And let me tell you, there's quite a lot of time where no part of the boat is touching the water.
Terrifying.
I mean, 5-second intervals sometimes where nothing is touching.
Yeah.
And it's very strange. Like it's akin. The only thing I could say it's kind of akin to is when you first take off in an airplane.
Yeah.
There's that sense. You still have all the sense of movement, but the vibration is reduced and you don't have a lot of the drag. So it was quite an interesting sensation. And because the boat is so much smaller, you're quite near to the engine, which in this case was like a hand-built, what I would call like a boutique engine.
Yeah.
These were made by one man in a machine shop. They, in order to make power, they spin very fast. Like your average car motor nowadays might turn, if you took it all the way to that little red section at the end, you might see 5, 6. If you have a wilder car, maybe 7,000 RPM.
Yeah.
This little engine's like closer to 10.
Yeah.
So it sounds like very many angry bees right behind your head
Yeah.
at 95 kilometers an hour in a 160-pound boat and motor combination with, and on the radio, it's hard to tell, but I am not that big of a guy.
Totally.
But
yeah.
in this, it was kind of the Donkey Kong situation in Mario Kart. Like, you know,
Yes.
I can tuck into this, but
It's close.
it required some tucking.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
I think across my classes in the past, so if you finish generally these events first or second, they will do a technical inspection on you and your equipment. And in
Sure.
the past, due to those tech inspections and people failing, I have managed to finish, you know, a first, a third, never a first, but a second and a third here and there.
Sure.
I generally place mid pack.
Yeah.
And in the borrow boat this weekend, I was able to bring it home to a second.
Yeah.
Now, you know, a boat, by that point, it was late in the weekend, a few boats unable to make it, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Or some people not able to make it for the weekend
Sure.
period.
Yeah, I get it.
So we were only 4 boats, but, you know, to beat some of the people I beat,
Yeah.
you know, I was quite happy with that.
Quite chuff.
Yeah, chopped. So, and my own equipment, I think you know, and maybe our regular listener knows, like I assemble my own engines.
Yes.
But these are antique engines.
Yeah.
The primary ones I run are from the 70s.
Yeah.
They're
From a nation far away.
Yeah, from Japan.
Yeah.
But they were never high production. They are known
Yeah.
to be fairly reliable if you can get everything right, but they're not, you know, there's
Infallible.
no way around the fact they're antiques.
Yeah.
And they don't live an easy life.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And, you know, of the 3 boats we brought down that I was kind of the chief mechanic for,
Yes.
we did not have to perform any repairs all weekend. So
That's
it was
a huge win.
yeah, I was quite pleased with that.
Good.
So anyway, we had a good weekend.
Good.
Still kind of a little about traveling south of the border right now. Can be troublesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Again, I'm not one to hold my tongue, but
Mhm.
here I am.
Here we are.
I'm
That's
glad that you did well, and I'm glad that, man, I don't know why, but I'm more stoked to hear your engines held up.
Yeah, well, especially you know the one I run on my old hydroplane.
Yeah.
Like when I bought that, it literally came in milk crates.
Yes.
Like it is a very tired engine. I do actually have a backup that's probably in better condition, but like I'm so invested in the rags to
100%,
riches
yeah.
story of this motor is, and I
The
can say that
motor.
it's my motor. I can say it, but like this one's garbage.
Yeah.
And it, you know, they used to give all the flack to like the Sea King helicopters that
Yes.
Canadian military used to have.
Yes.
They were like 100 hours of maintenance for every hour of service.
Yeah.
And like, that's what this motor is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can make this still compete.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a little bit, you know, patting yourself on the back is
Yeah.
never a great thing, but like the sense of accomplishments was comes. It was pointed out to me this weekend. It's like, why are you so attached to racing the quote, the
beater.
quote unquote bad one? And it's
Yeah.
like, none of my equipment is optimized. Like the boat has compromises, the motors have compromises, the propeller has, but it's like the fact that, you know, at times if I hit a good start, I can at least run until the corner where the more skill happens, and speed wise to be with the front runners. It's like, this is cool that, you know,
I got it to this point.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. Who doesn't love an underdog story?
Only very
Overdogs?
sad people. Overdogs. That sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
Overdogs.
Or a good punk band name.
Ooh, I like it. Hey, thinking about good punk, do you know what we got on next?
More punk?
No.
Oh, okay.
We got Giant Eye by Tim Baker. Brand new release. Came out Tuesday.
Okay.
And right after that, we also have a brand new release. And by that, I mean my loving, beautiful wife's favorite song.
By Mo Kenny?
Just in general, I think.
Really?
Yeah, Telephones.
Oh, it's
by
so
Mo Kenny.
catchy. It's one of those tunes with like a horrible moral, but it doesn't matter. You still
Doesn't matter. You're
singing
to it. Yeah. So we got Tim Baker and Mo Kenny.
The clouds closed over the city like the eyelids of a giant eye. I was inside, looking online, seeing nothing the whole time. But all the unhoused put their hands to their mouths, knowing all too well how luck runs out. But we just stayed home, auto playing our shows. They're all set at the end of the world. While out on the go, the winds are picking up, soon to bring the future home to us. Well, either you always knew, and now you're told your soul's too cruel, or somehow you're blindsided by a widely cited truth. But now you know the world is changing, it's all changing. How about you? The clouds rose over the country like the hammer of an angry God. All the honest leaders leave us, and the rest want to deceive us, and they'll try their level best to shut us up. And all our rock stars in their automatic cars are just busy trying to get the Bluetooth on. While out on the hill, in a last minute bill, we sold out music for a song. It made sense to make the trade, yeah, in the end we'll all get played. Take the rhythm for the algorithms, artificial pay, and now you know the world is changing, it's all changing. How about you? It's all changing. When the clouds closed over the city, all the storefronts and the bars were boarded up. Is it still disaster season, or are they simply out of business? There are so many likely reasons we can't know. But no one's coming out to shout or march around, too distracted for the action that your parents sang about. Now that everyone's stressed, paying off debts to that uncanny valley out west. Well, either you never knew, or you thought you'd slip on through. Like your daddy said, keep at it, the conditions will improve. But now you know the world is changing, it's all changing. How about if you really knew, would it be time to change your tune? Oh, your melody was sweet, but underneath the chords have moved. Oh, now you know the world is changing, it's all changing. How about you? It's all changing, about you.
I only talk to you by telephone and rarely see you on my weekends home. I'd rather sit and watch my television shows. You know as well as me we're not in love. Can't help but think of all the times you said goodbye. Never once did you feel the need to force a cry. No, that'd be too much to ask. Movie pusher, I hate it, baby. I hate it, baby. I have a strong heart, but you play too rough. You listen to techno, I hate that stuff. At people's parties, hey, we don't say much. But when we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? I spend our peaceful hours peeking at your watch. It never used to be cold sitting on your rooftop, but now I feel the weather. Our fights have fucked our shelter. Our fights have fucked our shelter. But when we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? When we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? I only talk to you by telephones, rarely see you on my weekends home. You'd rather sit and watch the movies that you push. You know as well as me we're not in love. Can't help but think about the talk about our lives, and how you said you never had a better time. Oh, you used to make my Mondays Saturdays. I hate it, baby. I hate it, baby. But when we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? And when we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? Yeah, when we're alone together, talking like babies, I know just how to keep you in my head. If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side? If I had another lover, could I keep you on the side?
News.
Oh, I like news.
I like news. Do you have news?
I do. Were you going to talk about the Fresh Winds housing community here in town?
Yes.
Oh, well, in that case, did you hear about the Tantramar Regional High School winning the old dragon boat race?
I didn't hear
I
that.
didn't even know until recently that dragon boat racing was so regional and also didn't have a motor on the back.
Both things true, yes. So I did a little research. I'm always looking up regional sports.
Yes.
Dragon boat racing comes from Japan, obviously originally, fairly big in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
A lot bigger here in the Maritimes and other places.
Yeah. All right.
Really cool. No, I was going to talk about. So you're talking about the affordable
it's
homes
just-
in town?
Well, no, I was going to talk about how they're going to talking about the trade winds. I think it was here in town.
Oh no!
The community was
talk about that.
discussing the option of selling community bonds in order to raise funds, so
Sure,
that the
yeah.
funds to build the community would come from within the community.
Yes,
I mean, bonds always seems kind of like a dated term, I think.
yeah, because when we think about bonds, at least in Canada, we're thinking about war bonds.
I think a lot of the time, but you could have bought bonds at any point. Canada sells bonds at any given time.
Yeah, you can still buy bonds. The problem with now, again, my idea of commerce is a lot less than yours.
Mm-hmm.
just because of our interests. I play more music. You do
Discuss
more commerce. But is it just a movie trope where you like need the bonds tied to your?
Oh, I think you're thinking about like a bearer bond.
Yes,
which would not be assigned to a person, but whoever holds the physical paper, is the bearer of the bond. Anyone can cash that in once it reaches its term.
Yes.
Where most bonds would have a name on them and it would be considered a form of currency. The biggest difference in investing in bonds for like, as far as I remember it now, and it's been a hot minute since I've just, studied this.
Yeah.
But like a bond has a fixed rate and it's generally quite low.
Yes.
And the reason for it being quite low is because it's a very secure.
Safe. Yes.
So you might only get a couple of % over a decade.
Yeah.
But the fact is, it's guaranteed for that. And I think for some people, it provides some form of, tax protection. And there are times when the government needs to raise capital that it doesn't have. Cough World War II.
Yeah.
Where bonds become,
patriotic.
Yeah.
You will get this money back that you put into the war effort right now.
Yes. And it's secure, which, if hard to say what the geopolitical conflict of World War II would have done to people's faith in the stock markets.
Totally.
We might never live in a time where
stock markets are going as crazy as that.
Yeah, well, anyway, we don't talk about politics here in the evening on Sunday.
No.
But bonds, maybe they'll see a resurgence. But the idea of like a community housing project raising its money in the community through bonds, I think that's a pretty good logical leap.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
So why not? Good on them for thinking a little outside the box.
Yeah.
To build houses.
I hope more people take that is either inspiration or just if it works, especially good business sense. Thinking about business sense, I was actually going to talk about affordable homes over in Amherst instead. Opening with a partnership through a lot of people, actually, including the United Way, Maritimes, the River Phillip Foundation, Shaw Group, and the town of Amherst. It's called the Groves at Hillsdale. It's going to have 47 residential units, 19 rentals, and 28 available for a special shared equity-style home ownership, with 22 coming up soon. So from my understanding, it is government subsidized. You will have to apply for it. Mm-hmm. They are modular homes.
Okay.
That look,
sure.
People hear modular home and they're like, oh no. I've never been like that. Like,
you've been in some prefab homes nowadays? Like,
one, yes, they're really nice.
Like they've had a big comeuppance in the world,
a lot. And two, like we had 5 to 10 years after World War II, where we just call them victory homes instead of modular homes.
Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Yeah. A friend of mine I used to travel with for work knew the plan reference numbers for each one.
Wow.
So you'd drive by and he'd be like, oh, that's a GC 412 or like,
that's
whatever
funny.
it is.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, and that's the reverse image, which is the 413. And he's like, and that's this because it had the little additional like entryway on the front. He knew that, but he's like, yeah, but you memorize it once and there's only 5 plans and then they're mirror images because of when they were building larger neighborhoods, they'd build them, so you're only ever really facing one neighbor.
Yes.
But it was a cool party trick for him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still playing it.
Yeah. Look, if you learn the trick once.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are modular homes. There's nothing wrong with modular homes, especially in Canada.
Half the student houses in offsite UNB in Fredericton are still.
Antigonish would be actually fairly similar.
Yeah.
Looking at every house that was in my neighborhood growing up.
Okay. Were you in one of the neighborhoods with?
Our house was not a victory home.
Mm-hmm. But there were some around.
Oh, tons of them. We were like a street built in the 70s off of victory home streets.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Yeah, they're modular housing, which sometimes has a terrible rap, but they really shouldn't. I think if more people knew how many of the houses in Canada were modular homes,
Yeah.
or knew the history of Victory Housing,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
it would be very, very different. But yeah, check them out, Groves at Hillside. Especially, if you're listening to us, you might be in Amherst.
He could be
You very much could be, especially if you're listening live on the radio right now
on CHMA.
on CHMA 106.9 FM. in
Voice of the
Tantrum
Marshes.
area. Voice of the Marshes. Groves at Hillsdale is what you're looking at. That's our news.
Cool.
We don't have any events that we haven't already shouted out multiple times.
I was going to give another live music out at the old Ducky's factory there.
What's Ducky's got coming up?
They've got a live show
Yeah.
Saturday, June 21st, which I
Okay.
believe not quite a week from today.
You know what? That might be when it turns summer. I'm not even joking. That might be the day.
No better way to bring in summer than
Nope.
with some live music.
Totally.
But Blue Horse and Tess Poirier.
Nice.
Like at $10 or pay what you can.
Pay what you
They're
can.
not going to like hold you up for the $10.
Probably not.
But maybe go see some live music. Starts at 8, which I think's a good. Like I like a 7 o'clock show the
Yeah.
older I get, but 8's fine.
8 is fine. 8 is very fine.
9 I might still go.
I might.
If you're hitting the stage at 10, I'm sorry, man.
I need to be in bed.
You. I'm not saying an absolute no, but it would take quite something.
I think, I got stuff at home that I need to.
My pillow could float away. I need to
Exactly.
go put my head on it.
Yeah.
To keep it.
Stare there still.
Exactly.
Hey, do you got a show you want to shout out?
Man, you know what's back for this summer?
What?
The old Radio Rascal with Kylie.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
So back on Saturdays at 5.
Awesome.
Good time slot.
Yeah, it's
You
a very
might
good
be
time slot.
prepping a light summer supper.
Yeah.
Slicing up the watermelon.
Yeah.
Maybe some fresh mint for a garnish.
I got a bunch of that outside right now.
Yeah,
Do you know where I got it
from? Your yard?
Yeah. I
Huh.
planted it here at the airport.
Oh yeah.
Do you know where I got it from?
Before that?
From my yard?
From my yard?
I got it from your yard.
Yeah, it's propagating.
That's awesome. Hey, we got a bunch of shows too. I forgot we should do some gold stars before I get to my show. So
I'm just giving mine to the old Tantramar Dragon Boat team. Like
Nice.
they've done a bang up job in the past at the Moncton and like
Yeah.
raised a ton of money at this point.
Yeah.
So they go up there this year and what's the polite way of saying they laid the smack down?
They lay the smackdown. If it's what Dwayne The Rock Johnson would say, it's polite.
Oh, okay. Well, smack was laid
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. When you say smack it was laid, it does sound like something else.
Oh, my bad.
I'm also going to give it to the Tantramar Dragon Boat team. Do you know why?
Why?
I got nothing else, and I think it's a good reason.
And they're doubling up on that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for them.
Good for them.
I
What's on after us?
Oh, right after us?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got formerly known as Under the Needle. Live on KEXP is its new name, brings you the very best of KEXP's world-renowned live in-studio and remote performances.
Heck yeah.
Each week, they're bringing you new live sessions from everyone, like Macklemore, who, big ups on Macklemore, big fan of the show. To Canadian acts like St. Vincent Purity. Yeah, he's a fan of our show.
Really?
Yep. To big acts like St. Vincent, Purity Ring, Cheekin and Sarah, Jeremy Dutcher,
Yeah.
Sloan,
Yeah.
Elephant Jim, of course. You can
We
check
should
them
play
out.
some Sloan.
We should play some Sloan.
All right.
We might. Not today. Oh, maybe today.
Yeah, I think we got one loaded
do
in
we?
the chamber. We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secret
Sloan.
Secret Sloan. But if you want to check out that performance by Sloan, you can get it at kexp.org. Right after that,
It won't be live, though, if you're watching it now.
No, that's true. Right after that, we have Black Atlantic, a primarily Black Atlantic-centric podcast, website, and media channel with a goal of bringing Atlantic POC voices to the world. Hosted by Clinton Davis and Hilary LeBlanc, Black Atlantic is a social purpose organization focused on providing platforms of perspective towards diversity of being Black in Atlantic Canada, while challenging common stereotypes. Check them out at www.blackatlantic.ca. Follow them on Spotify and visit their YouTube page. Right after that, 9 p.m., right here on CHMA, you can listen to The Night Shift with Luca Capone.
Oh, because you never know what you're going to get with Luca Capone.
Never know what you're going to get with Luca Capone. Fervorously supporting diverse, adventurous artists. And
Do we do that?
No.
Okay.
We support maritime artists.
Oh, yeah, right.
With musical genres from psychedelic jazz to experimental hip-hop, tropicala to musique concrete, with a heavy focus on Canadian and independent artists that can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. on CHMA. We got some tunes.
Yeah, what are we playing? I know you've snuck in because I saw the playlist
I got
this
some
week.
classical music.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say you've replaced your secret jazz
Yeah.
this week with secret classical.
I suppose. But
Oh,
you
dude,
have Secret Sloan.
Well, yeah, you had The Other Man by Sloan in there earlier. And then it
put
didn't
on
make the
top.
cut?
I don't know. I'll put it back on.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I'm going to now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do The
Are we
Other
going to
Man
put
by
The
Sloan.
Other Man, or are we going to put some other Sloan deep
I'll
cut?
put The Other Man by Sloan.
Okay.
Well, let's put The Other Man by Sloan, then we'll put...
We already played one horribly immoral, catchy tune by Mo Kenny.
Yeah.
So we're just going to...
Keep going.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
After that, I have MBYO, the New Brunswick Youth Orchestra, with Conga del Fuego Nuevo. Is that wouldn't be Black Fire? What would that be?
Oh, man, my Spanish is not good.
Fuego's fire.
Yeah. Nuevo.
New Fire. The Congo of New Fire.
The New Fire Congo.
And then we have Conga. And then we have two pieces for small orchestra, Summer Night on the River, and that is by Symphony Nova Scotia.
All right.
Thank you for listening
Thank you to CHMA for hosting us.
and broadcasting us. You can check them out at chmafm.com and chmafm on all the socials.
Can you check us out on the socials?
Nope!
Not even a little bit.
Don't even try. But you can find us on anywhere you get your podcasts. Signing off.
Have a great evening, folks.
Yeah.